Let me take a sip of my coffee.
By all means.
Ooh, coffee. You know what this tastes like?
What?
Another sip of coffee. Another sip of coffee.
We need to be sponsored by some sort of coffee place. I think that should be
especially after that bit.
Yeah, exactly. That should be the bit. And if you want another piece of coffee, then buy. I don't know. There you go. Perfect segue.
Perfect segue. Okay. Now that we've got our cold open, let's jump in.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Critical Arcade Podcast. I'm your co-host Nick.
And I'm Dave.
Hello Dave.
Hello Nick.
Before we start, I need to do something.
Yeah.
I need to apologize.
Yeah.
And I need to apologize to all of our listeners.
Yes, all six of you.
We've got...
Hopefully more by now, but yeah.
We've got... it's about our ratings, and the ratings for one of our previous games, Bad Boys, Miami Takedown, with totally Will Smith and definitely Mark Lawrence.
Oh, definitely.
Our rating calculator was a bit busted.
Oh no!
Yeah. I only saw this the other day. It was a bit busted.
I thought that changed. Yeah, okay.
We put in our scores, and then we got the letter grade rating of D-.
That's right.
That's what we said in the episode.
Not so much. Yeah.
Not so much. It was broken, the formula in our sheet. So I went ahead and fixed it, and Bad Boys, Miami Takedown, actually got a letter grade rating of F.
Of course it did. I'm not shocked.
Yes.
I'm kind of glad with that. Now Digimon's got company in the
It's at the bottom of the
barrel.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
So-
there you go.
There we go. With the apology out of the way, we've got an exciting announcement this week. After, let's say this, a month and a half, almost 2 months, we're starting a new initiative on this podcast, right? It is something that we've thought about for quite a while, a big passion, right?
Basically, inside the inspired us to go forwards from playing.
Yes, it was inside. It made us think of having a segment on this show per month, one episode per month, that we would purely look at indie games.
That's right.
Both of us really like indie games. It's a group of games that we'd really like to delve into quite more than we currently do. And if I've got a decision to play a shitty AAA game like Digimon World,
Well, yeah. It's harsh calling that
or an
a
indie
AAA
game like Inside,
Yeah, but it's like it was like we were saying, because you've got the kids and I had so much work, we kind of let them slip by because
Yes.
you're so attracted to all the adverts and the mainstream trailers of all these AAA titles coming out. You kind of just all the indie games just slide underneath, which we've discovered now is really unfair and like crazy because
very.
We're falling in love more with indie games than we are on mainstream, and that's why we've decided to give it its own segment, its own list.
That's right.
A secondary list.
The secondary list will be focusing on one episode per month. We are calling this list the Indie 500 because of the race.
Because of the race.
Because they're indie games.
And
Yeah.
for puns and all the greatness. Yeah, exactly. We're clever.
The Indie 500, which is getting me very, very excited.
Yeah, it's hopefully a list of 500 indie games. We're still making that list.
Yeah, in the process.
But it is an exciting list. Like I said, I look at that list and it's games I've slightly heard of. Even games I heard a few years ago, which I never, you hear it on the grapevine, but you never get into, are on that list now, which makes me, like I say, we get to go back and play games that other people have already played to death. But that's fine. I enjoy that.
There are some games on this list that I'm looking forward to a lot, like Inside's Big Brother Limbo.
Yeah, I haven't played that yet. Yeah, that looks great.
The quote-unquote card game Inscription.
Like Braid, you've not played Braid, have you? I did play.
No,
Braid.
I haven't played Braid.
I loved Braid. Braid was a great game. There was Swapper. I know my brother played. There's loads on there. There's loads of even like the big ones. Like,
this is what we mean.
Yeah, like Fez, which I hear is like it made millions or something like that, and I've never actually even touched it. That's on the list. It's crazy, but it's exciting. It's almost like having a little Christmas, and like I'm sure everybody else out there has played them, and they're shocked we haven't. But we're excited. We're doing it now, and that's what that list is. Enjoy us freaking out over indie games. Thus, the Indie 500.
We can now move on to an absolute banger.
Yeah,
Why don't you introduce this week's game?
Yeah, this week's game, I'm sure everybody's heard of it. It'd be weird if you hadn't. Granted, I can't believe it only came out in 2014, but Subnautica was the game we played this week. Subnautica by the developers called Unknown World Entertainment, which makes sense, taking into account Subnautica.
It's a very fitting name.
Yeah, but yeah, this game was excellent. I don't know what you thought, by all accounts.
Sorry, I was taking a sip of coffee.
What did you think? You must have thought it was great, right?
Oh, man. So many thoughts that just ran through my head through this entire experience. Most of them, by far, was good. I absolutely love this game.
You can't, like I said, everybody's heard of it because everybody does say it's a good game, and very few people are naysayers, but you often wonder how much of that is just popularity and sway and all this jazz. But when you play the game, they're not wrong. And no one's really played a game like this before. You kind of have like Minecraft and Terraria or something. I don't know.
Terraria.
That's it, yeah.
Which is also on our list.
Yeah, which is the same type of premise, I believe, but it's unique. It's a very unique game, which only adds to its positives.
I mean, all these big survival games have got their own unique twist.
Yeah.
Minecraft is the voxel aspect, Terraria the 2D.
Yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm. I think another big one is Ark, Survival Evolved.
Oh yes, I know of it, never played it, but yes, I agree. Same premise.
That one's big twist, hook is it's got dinosaurs.
Yeah, dinosaurs. Yeah, which is who doesn't like dinosaurs?
Right, I love dinosaurs. My 3-year-old loves dinosaurs. But the twist, the gimmick of this game, Subnautica, great name by the way.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Is the entire game is underwater.
Yeah, pretty much the entire game.
So good.
Yeah,
so good.
Well, like I said, the premise is you must explore the planet 4546b after your spaceship, the Aurora, crash lands, and you must now survive. It's a relatively simplistic premise. But one thing I did like. Do you know what your character was called?
He was called first name Sub, last name Nautica.
Was that his name? No, his name was Riley Robinson, which is very
what?
Yeah, Riley Robinson, very Marvel-esque type name for him.
Yeah, a very early Marvel.
Yeah,
Clark Kent type of name.
But I like it because I don't know, you're young, so maybe the Swiss Family Robinson.
Yes, I.
Yeah, right. I'm guessing that was why his surname was Robinson, because it's kind of like the same, stranded on an island or on a planet.
Wow, that's a cool Easter egg.
Yeah, I thought that was
a cool Easter egg.
Nod to the Swiss Family. At least that's what I hope that it's in there for. I noticed that. I don't know if that's actually.
Let's pretend it is.
I am going to, because that seems nicer.
Because that's cool. But yes, I was pleasantly surprised that it did live up to the hype. It did, in my mind.
Yeah, 100%. No, this is one of those games, like I said, I've never played before, really. I know there's like the other games we mentioned and games like it, but this is the first time I've been able to delve into one. And I can understand why people get kind of addicted to this type of gameplay, this type of... it's like those little trickles of small achievements that then want you to go find more. Like to just achieve a little something and then achieve something, and then that opens up something else to achieve. I can understand the addiction aspect.
100%. 100%. That's why a lot of people still play, not Minecraft.
But the games of their ilk, right?
Exactly. Yes.
No, but there's also, like, did you see the other things? Like, this is such a lovely game. Did you see what happens on hardcore mode?
No.
Like, I don't know why people... I play games to have fun. There are some modes which... they just want to stress you out. If you die, it deletes your save games. You go from square one.
That's intense.
That's a fun concept, isn't it? I'm like...
That is intense.
I'd never go in the water.
Did you die on your run?
No, I didn't. But...
What? Don't lie.
I didn't die because...
What?
Okay, there was
I died all the time.
There was an aspect to it and I shouldn't say it on the podcast, but I was too scared. At night time, I barely went in the water because it was too. I'll be honest,
I totally get it.
I was like, whoa! Night came quickly, and I was like, is there any way I could pass time? Because that just like that was too much. Like it was, but we'll get into that later. But yeah, I didn't die. Yes. I almost died a few times, and your laugh what almost killed me. But I almost died a few times.
First of all, I'm very sorry for laughing.
Oh, it's fine. You're supposed to laugh. I'm a grown ass man who's scared of going into the night times of computer games. It's funny. But did you see? Yes. This game also has fully VR support, which that's got to be amazing. I'm not lucky enough to own a headset, and I don't think
me neither.
But could you imagine this game in VR? That would be just insane. Wow. And all those people lucky enough to do that. Wow. Like
so. That is the next level in immersion.
Yeah, and you can see how well this, even playing it on the PC, you could see how well that would play in VR because the controls are so simplistic, but the immersion aspect of it would be so mental.
This game goes deep, literally and figuratively. There is a lot to Subnautica.
Yeah. Right? No, very much
and
so.
I'd love it if we could have just a huge episode about this.
Oh, 100%. We could talk for a long time, but no, unfortunately we can't. It's like, how many hours did you put in?
I don't think, probably about 4 or 5, which is a tiny amount.
Yeah, like I said, I did like 10 or 12 because it's got that weird little addiction to it. But like I said, because we can't spend 200 hours because this is like a good 200-hour type game, I believe. But the story's not bad because I hear that I'm not going to go into it too much. But the ending, you eventually build yourself a spaceship to get off the planet.
Oh,
which I thought was cool. So
I heard something different though.
Oh, what did you hear? Maybe I'm wrong.
I heard maybe I'm wrong. Is that the story is extremely light, and I might be wrong about this, but I read that this planet is in some sort of quarantine lockdown.
Oh yeah.
Right, and then after somehow you lift this quarantine lockdown.
Yeah.
I think that might be the majority of the game.
Yeah, I think I remember reading something like that. Yeah.
Then you are open to be rescued.
Oh, okay. From that, there's that guy on the radio that's coming looking for you, right?
Yeah.
Well, who knows?
That's what I read. I might be wrong. Who knows?
Yeah.
Has anyone ever
put the hours in? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I don't think so.
And like I would put this out there because, and I'm sure most people, I think you agree, this is in my world a horror game. This game had me so stressed out. I loved daytime and swimming and keep on swimming. I got Finding Nemo in my head and it was great time, but I was so stressed out. Like, I don't know. Did you get stressed out by this game? Because I know you like the horror game, so
I do like horror games.
I like this.
My favorite is still Dead Space.
Yeah, Dead Space again. I've watched my brother play that game because he likes them, and that stresses me out just watching it. But this game literally stressed me out. Like
Subnautica.
Yeah.
I do not consider this a horror game.
Really not? Oh.
I really don't. I do consider this a stressful game.
Yeah.
There are parts where you are, let's say, exploring the seabed.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden your suit says, oxygen levels low.
Low. Yeah, that's stressful.
And then you need to bolt.
Yeah, that's quickly upwards
to the top to get some air.
Mm-hmm. And
those 15 seconds are stressful.
The most stressful part for me was that bloody computer going, new blueprint acquired.
What? Why is that stressful?
Because she says acquired. It's acquired. Joe, I'm weirdly Nazi. That drove me mental. I liked her every other time except for her saying acquired.
Acquired.
No.
Acquired.
But it was. Yeah, no.
You're an AI. You need to know how to.
It's like that. It's acquired. Like when you use GPS in your car and it's novel and great, and then she turns annoying and she keeps interrupting you. Like,
yes.
In 500 meters, turn left. I know! You don't have to tell me! But yeah, it's the same thing with this woman and this AI,
Right.
in my opinion. But no, I'm nitpicking. She just drove me mental. But like I said, this game was stressful. It had me, coffee, nighttime, the sweats. Okay, maybe not.
Oh,
that.
wow.
Maybe not that much,
don't.
but it stressed me out. This is why I don't play.
So,
you could obviously imagine why I don't play many horror games.
Yes, I do get where you're coming from, but I don't feel the same way. I only have time to play games at nighttime.
Yeah, same here, really.
In real life because of the kids. So when I sit down, I'm alone in the office. It's dark, and when I played Subnautica, I would just continue diving even in the nighttime.
Oh yeah, see, you're a braver man than me, obviously.
But I didn't. I didn't even register it as scary. I'm sorry.
Do you have the fear of deep water by any chance? There's
Thalassophobia.
Yeah. Do you have that?
If you show me scary pictures of the deep water, then sure. But I didn't get scared by Subnautica, so probably not.
Yeah, my brother has a proper phobia of it. He doesn't like going into boats because the deep blue sea and what's underneath there really gets to him. Like, he really does have that fear. He likes beaches and stuff, but he can't go into the deep blue. And I've somewhat got the same thing.
Yes.
And this game just triggers it, I suppose. It doesn't want me to go out to the seaside now, to be honest with you, because even the fake creatures freaked me out compared with the real ones on our planet. But anyway, so you must have got to the nitty-gritty more than I did, which is good.
Yes, I think I've gotten to some deeper levels.
Yeah, exactly. You went to the other
I've interacted a bit with the bigger creatures.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did you see the big ones?
I didn't see them, but I heard them, which made me turn round and go back to my life pod. I was like, whoa, what was that? And those little seals. I read, the little PDA you have. The seals.
Yes.
They make noises when a predator is near. That was one of the little hints. And I kept hearing them, and I'd look around for those little, like, swordfish things, the stalkers.
Yes,
and I was like, well, they're fine. I can get away from them. But then if I don't see them, I was out. I do a 15-minute sprint swimming back to my little pod, and I'm like, nope, daytimes for me, I'm all right. But yeah, it was. I had to push myself. I saw some of them, don't get me wrong, but it didn't help my nerves, let's put it that way.
This is another example of just how cool video games are.
Yeah. No, I agree.
That the same experience can invoke different emotions. It's like any piece of art, actually.
Yeah, 100%. No, I agree. Like I said, and games is almost an evolution of art. It's taking a book and putting it into real life, or taking a picture and making it real life and stuff. Like I said, I'd never get this stressed out by reading a book or watching a movie. Where a game,
same.
I can literally get so stressed out because of the immersion of it, which, like you said, it's an art form.
It is, I think so too. It's because of the interactive nature and just the fusion of all the art forms.
Yeah,
right? There's music.
Yeah, no, exactly.
There's the visual aspect. There's even story. It's all there.
Yeah, no, exactly. And that's why everybody's praising this game, because it has got the whole package, so to say.
Yeah, and it looks absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah. Like I said, so we should probably just let's jump into our categories, shall we, before we jump into... Okay, so what did you think of the narrative? What there was of?
I think the narrative was light. I think it was almost absent, even though it was done so intentionally. I would have liked some more.
Yeah, it's like the narrative was to build the sandbox aspect, wasn't it? It was just to give you some direction in your sandbox. That is it. The focus was not on the narrative. No, exactly. And it just, like, I didn't even realise for a long time that I had a little, like, image saying I've got a radio message in my pod. Because I didn't know I was looking out for that. I know I repaired it, but I didn't know what was next, which was like I said, the narrative and going forwards is kind of little hints here and there that you have to get used to following to then make the narrative continue forwards, which makes sense in a sandbox game, because you could just spend hours just swimming around if you wanted and collecting stuff and finding out what stuff does.
You could. That's the beauty of this game.
Yeah, no, I agree entirely. I can really understand that addictive nature. But narratively, it was there.
What did you what did you think of the narrative of this story? What's your opinion?
I didn't mind it. I liked... Like, we've all watched the movies where someone's stranded on a planet or island and you've got to fix the radio and broadcast this and that. And it gave enough, like you said, it gave enough to you to stop just like farming things. You thought, oh, what shall I do now? And then all of a sudden there's a distress signal and you think, you know what? I haven't been over there yet. So it gave you enough of a carrot on a stick to want to develop further. But you're right, there wasn't anything like truly engaging about it, which I think, like you said, was the point. They want you to explore the game, not play a
it was
linear
intentional.
Line. Yeah.
I would have liked a bit more, because it is captivating. And a lot of games try the drip feed method, which works in a 200-hour game.
Yeah.
But at some point it becomes frustrating.
Yeah, and you got to hit that point where you don't get too bored and you just stop playing. There's that narrative aspect of keeping you enticed a bit, which it's not that good at doing to some degree.
Speaking of a very, very, very good part of this game would be how it looks. I wouldn't say the graphical fidelity of this game is as big as some other heavy hitters like Arkham Knight the next year or Demon's Souls, the new game. You get what I'm trying to say?
No, I got you entirely.
What the visuals of this game did manage to do, far better than most other games, was create an atmosphere.
Yes. No, entirely. That was their focus more than, like you said, graphic fidelity. And like I said, I think there was... I think it was one of those aspects where they didn't want to amp up the graphics detail and stuff like that for computers that don't necessarily have that ability. Because could you imagine... like full-on wave effects and reflections and lights and shadowing and rendering on such a scale that this game has, only your big beastly computers would be able to do it properly. So I think they, to some degree, where it's very good, it's excellent graphics. They also rendered it in a softer, nicer way so that everybody could enjoy it. Like
that's a very good point.
I even like the fact that a lot of the animals and the fish and stuff. Or do you remember the game Spore? It wasn't particularly that popular.
Yes!
All the fish and stuff reminded me of Spore because they had like a big eye or a big like a weird tentacle and stuff like that. And I thought that was quite fun. It was always fun finding a new fish because it looked weird and like peculiar and wasn't always scary. It's quite delightful to find something new. And I think they did that on purpose too.
They did. It's got the ethos that they employed in Breath of the Wild and in Elden Ring of the pure joy of exploration and discovery.
Yeah.
In other games, you're kind of led down a path.
Yes, just you're told to go to
these
A
games,
or B.
Totally not the case. And if you do find something through exploration and discovery, half of the satisfaction is just the pure joy of, oh wow, I discovered this myself.
Yeah, 100%. And scanning them.
No hands were held. Nobody told me to go here.
Yeah. Except for, in the other side, because you enjoy this, is when you find something big ass and scary and you wish it wasn't there at that time. Or even those little red bastards. Sorry, I shouldn't swear.
Those things.
The things that look like the fish from Mario.
Yes.
All of a sudden, you're in this little cave, and you hear, and you're like, "Whoa, what is that? What the?" And then it explodes. Man. I was like, I literally, I was scared of going into places because of those little things, and they freaked me out. And every time I heard that noise, I was out of there.
I found them too. So the first time, once I constructed my knife.
Yes. Yeah.
I went back into those caves.
Yeah.
And I told them, come at me. Come.
Can you kill them?
Get a piece. Come, just try. Just try and come get a piece.
Yeah.
And they would come get a piece. And that's how I died.
Ah, yes. I almost died from them, too. It was so close. I had like 3% health. Oh, out of curiosity, what mode did you go on? Full-on survival? with the water, food. Yeah, same
yes,
here.
full on survival.
Yeah, I feel like that was the best, if you want the full immersiveness. So you had to
I think
harvest
so too.
the bladder fish and all the other fun fish so you can eat. And like I said, that part was fun, learning what you could eat, couldn't eat, how to salt cure them, and all the other fun. It was a good time. But like we were saying, the visuals have got that good balance of fun, sport, almost like finding a Pokemon type aspect of finding different fish and how you can either eat them or use their characteristics to build things later on. That's a lot of fun just in its own right.
That's the thing. It's so easy to do all of this, to gamify something like an alien world. Mm-hmm. You can make everything look so different from each other and then use this in the gameplay.
Yeah.
Right? Like you can make all the different creatures that would quench your thirst look a certain way, and all the creatures would alleviate your hunger look a certain way.
I agree. No, I get
and it's so easy to do in an alien setting.
Yes, of course. Yes, no, when you've got free.
It's so clever. It's so clever.
No, that's what they again. It's one of those things we always describe, and I believe this is still defined as an indie game, right? It was an indie developer.
Yes,
you can see the individual love in indie games compared to most big hitting games and stuff. You can literally see, I'll give you the exceptions like Elden Ring and the lore and everything put into that, but you can literally see the dedication to even the small things in an indie game compared to like a Mass Effect Andromeda or whatever the hell that came out. And that's one of the things I'm enjoying about indie games. You can, and I think you said the same, that you can almost feel the people's love for sound or the people's love for characterization and stuff whilst you play the game, which is it's kind of like another immersion aspect compared to sound and gameplay. You can almost feel their effort, which like I said, it's another plus. That's why I am generally enjoying indie games.
It was the exact same for Inside.
Yeah, exactly.
Our first indie game.
That's why I'm looking forward to our list of indie games. Like I'm looking forward to them more than Ragnarok. There are some special games coming out soon, but some of the unknown indie games actually get me a bit more excited because I've never played them, and I like the idea. We played 2 really great ones, and what else is out there is kind of
right.
It's very fun. Yeah, it's an exciting prospect.
I say this for every segment, the best part of this game, but this time I truly, truly mean it. The best part of this game is the audio.
Yeah, we keep repeating ourselves in these, especially in the indie games. But he's right, the audio of this, again, for me, being the big Courage the Cowardly Dog that I am, was the scariest part. It was undeniably the scariest part. Because it's so well done, and you get that, like, submersed sound effects. Like, how sound is dulled? Or slower to reach or faster to reach your... I forget which way around with science.
It's muffled. I think muffled would be...
That same muffled sound, and that just was so good. Especially, like, so you're I believe I wear headphones, and I believe you do too, so it's very immersed. But that dull sound, and when you hear... And I've got some clips of the sounds you hear, which you can put on if you want or not. I'll upload them. And I'm sorry, you can't hear those clips like in the middle of the night when you're diving under the water and you've only got 10 meters, maybe 5 to 10 meters like visual in front of you, and you hear these noises. I was like, nope. Back to my pod. I'll make some food or pick up my medical kit, and I'll just wait, because I was like, nope. I don't even want to know what that is.
I completely understand.
And this is what's so good about the audio. And I even looked up some audio, and like I said, I pointed out, I barely went. I was on the precipice of all the other big scary things out there, and I saw descriptions of other scary things, and I'm so glad I didn't go out, because some of the things that the descriptions of the things and the noises they make, I'd have probably had a heart attack. I'm glad I stayed into the tutorial area, because the other area sounds far too scary. But I don't know. What did you think?
The audio is just the best. It's magnificent, right? 98% of this game is underwater, so the sound, as you said, it doesn't work the same, which makes this game very unique. if that didn't come across earlier. But I mean, despite this, the audio it's exactly how it should be, and it works great.
Yeah, it's
fantastic. It's exactly what you expect it to sound underwater.
Yeah, and there's a great little connection when you read. You get the PDA, which is fundamentally your notebook when you scan items, and they tell you when you read the different fish and the different marine life. It tells you it tells you that the seals will make a noise when a predator is nearby.
I didn't even know that.
Which adds such an extra layer to. You hear like a little squeak and you think, oh, that's a seal. And then you think, wait a minute, seals squeak when there's danger. And then you start like panning at 360, like, whoa, what's going on? And yet again, that's another it's almost an audio visual trick where you've read something and now you listen out for it, which adds another degree of, in my world, terrifying aspects.
It's so good. Nobody told you this. You read this on your own.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. Which is, again, another plus in the immersion.
This is discovery in a game.
Yeah,
right?
This is
Breath of the Wild, Elden Ring,
nature. Yeah, it's
Outer Wilds even, which is another indie game.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
so good. Real discovery in these games.
Yeah,
it's very satisfying.
It makes you almost appreciate like being a marine biologist. I get it. Like the idea that they actually do these things in real life. They're finding the big nasties and the big weird noises, which.
Yeah.
You can understand that addictive nature of finding them, or you can understand as a job sounds like quite a lot of fun too, right? Like the idea of finding a new snail or something sounds...
A lot of people have even argued that we've got an alien world right beside our feet in the ocean.
Yeah, 100%. We've only mapped out like a few percent of it, don't we? We haven't even gone to the bottom and stuff. Which is scary.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It is.
And to think that those sounds that's scaring us to our wits' end are actually happening in the ocean.
That's right. There must be oceanologists that have actually heard the same thing and been freaked out, but from real things, like you said, like a real, deep sea shark or, 20 tentacled octopus. I don't know the planet.
That's the thing. You hear these sounds and you don't know.
Yeah, exactly. That's enough
scary.
For me already. That statement has me done. I'm not going to be a marine biologist just because of that.
There's the mixture of all these things with the soft synth music that sometimes plays.
That's right.
When you discover a new biome or whatever.
It's like the music's there to relax you.
Yeah,
it's almost like a lift music. It's like a very tranquil, like, let's swim. And the colours are so bright and fanciful.
And the contrast is huge.
And then you hear that or something like that. And then I'm like...
We'll play the sound.
Yeah, we'll play the sound. You should hear it. We'll play the sound. It's crazy. Yeah, that's that.
It just creates such excellent ambience.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
The best.
And like you said, in each, you discover biodomes, which are these little environmental areas underneath the sea, separate to what you were normally around. And they even had each individual songs to them. When you went into a different biodome, you had a different background song as you were exploring it, which has also added another layer of complexity.
Besides how excellent the audio of this game is, another absolutely excellent part of this game was the gameplay.
Yeah, it's again, like I teetered on before, it's got that lovely simplicity to it.
Yes.
Which just makes it so easy to immerse yourself straight away. There's none of that like, okay, what am I doing? I have to do what controls, and you got to put all your fingers in the right place. It's just look around in your mouse, mainly.
Yeah, it's not convoluted at all. You don't need to have a specific net to catch this fish, and then you need to swing it sideways once it's swimming upward.
No, exactly. There's no
click on the fish
curve you got to do. Yeah, click on it with this one, or click on it with that one. That's it. Left or right clicks.
It is,
and that's
it's brilliant.
And that's another one of the clever things to do, because not only can that then be ported onto so many other consoles like Switches and everything else, because it makes the game so much easier to port onto different things. It makes it so much easier to do a quick 10 minutes and a quick, say you got like 10 minutes and then you've got to go, see the in-laws or something.
Yeah.
It means you can quickly get into the game, play for it, get your mouse out, quickly do it until, your wife shouts at you that you've got to leave. And I think that's... That's one of the better things about it, because you don't have to learn special key, like fighting games where you got to learn forwards, back, up, down, right, left, and all that. It's just simple mouse, which just makes the exploration just more fun, because there's nothing to stress you out about it.
I think due to this simplistic gameplay and the absolute deep levels it goes to, that is why some people are able to put in hundreds and hundreds of hours and still enjoy most of it.
Yeah, because it's got that lovely little trickle of to-do lists. Like the first to-do list is to repair your little pod, and when you do that opens up so much more. And then later on, you've got to build your own like underwater laboratory, which that was addictive. That was brilliant. I loved that part. Like you built an underground biodome where you got to set up all your scientific equipment and stuff. See, that had me for hours. I barely went out.
I stopped just before doing all of that.
Oh, shame, because I got onto there. You scanned things for more blueprints, and that had me in my own little bubble because I didn't have to go out into the big dangerous world. I got to slowly just collect materials and build things, and then I had a nice little dry spot to run to and fro to.
What I really wanted to do was I wanted to go to some place deep, very deep.
Oh. Yeah, they exist. They're there.
Yeah. At some point, I think it's below 100 meters, your oxygen becomes less efficient.
That's right. You have to build little submarine things and stuff. I forget what they're called, but yeah.
Moths? No.
Something insect-like.
Anyway, I wanted to build a facility underneath that level, even lower than that.
Oh, okay. You wanted to go really low down.
I wanted to go very deep, and I wanted to build something there.
Like a James Bond villain type lair.
Yes,
the ocean. Well, yeah, I think you had to put a couple of 100 hours in to do something like that.
Man.
That was the fun part of the game, is even just those little side bits. Where even if you personally just wanted... Hell, you could make a vending machine and a trash can.
What?
Yeah, because why not? Who doesn't want their own vending machine or trash can?
I want my own. I want my own vending machine.
Yeah, it was cool. Like, that's what I did for, like, I don't know, maybe 8 hours of my diving, was just building my own little lab.
There's the simplistic gameplay paired with what you call this unending to-do list.
Yeah, exactly. Which keeps you interested each time.
It does. That's part of this game's extremely addictive gameplay loop.
Yeah, there's almost a charming aspect to get one thing, and then it opens the doors to either analysing specimens or even keeping your own little aquarium with the fish in, which, there's little addictive little things you think, oh, I'll just do that quickly, and then it opens up another little thing and you think, oh, I'll just do that quickly, and then 6 hours are gone. Which
it keeps happening. It just keeps happening. It's good.
Yeah,
if you like that type of gameplay, you'll be very satisfied with Subnautica.
Oh, yes. Yeah, it's all in there. It is all in there, and it doesn't easily get boring. It's not like repetitive, just... grab this, build that, grab this, build that. It opens, and like I said, it adds more information to your little PDA as well. So you get to learn about the creatures and what they do and where they, and materials. It's fun. It's fun being the scientist.
So there are two parts that I want to talk about with you real quickly. The first is, I think after the second distress signal that you follow, you find a huge chunk of the ship sunk underwater that you could swim into, right?
That's right.
Did you find this chunk?
Yeah. I went to there.
Did you go through?
The first one's the escape pod, isn't it? And then the second one is the first one. There's that escape pod.
Yes.
Is the first distress signal, and then the second one I went into the ship. You had to get your radioactive suit, didn't you?
I'm not talking about the Aurora.
Okay. Didn't you need to get a radioactive suit? Did I do it wrong? Because I thought you needed to make the radioactive suit.
You do need to get the radioactive suit to go into the Aurora, but I'm talking about on the other side.
Oh, I made the suit to get to the other distress signal. I thought that was the premise.
Oh.
But anyway, go on. Yeah, I must be wrong.
At the second distress signal, but further off from that escape pod, there's a huge chunk of the ship. I went into this chunk, and I just kept going in deeper and deeper, following through all the corridors, until I came to what I think was the middle.
Oh, yeah?
And then I started looking around. I was very interested in what was inside this chunk. Felt it was actually quite relaxing, moving through the corridors, going through the ship, and then ending up in the innard, some sort of hall where I could go through a computer.
Oh, okay. I don't think I didn't get to that part.
But
I was too busy building my.
Or I just picked something up for my PDA or something.
Yeah.
But after looking around, my suit told me oxygen levels low.
I was thinking that. Yeah. What about your oxygen? Yeah.
And then I shat my pants.
Yeah. I can only imagine.
Because now I'm stressed and I'm panicking and I'm looking for the way out. And then I remember, wait a minute, it took me almost 2 minutes to move through all these corridors to get in here. I'm gonna die.
That's true.
That's exactly what happened.
But they to some degree they do that on purpose, because there is actually quite a few little these cavernous bits where you do get lost, and you can actually make a piece of equipment, can't you, that leaves like a breadcrumb trail to where you came in, because you need them. Because I got loads of times I had no idea where I was, but that's part of the charm. That
is part of it. So
plan it through properly.
Yeah, it just adds to the gameplay loop. If you want to explore these caverns, now you need to have this gadget and this gadget, the flashlight, whatever.
But I know what you mean. I got into such sticky situations as well. I was just fortunate enough my panic found answers. But or I didn't go deep enough because it freaked me out. Because in the same way you say, "Oh, look how lovely and great it is inside there," in my mind I'm thinking something behind one of those doors is designed to jump scare me or just eat me.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, nope. Yeah, I don't know what can I say. I'm not one of these people that does scary games that easily. My imagination works against me too much to some degree.
The other part that I want to chat about real quick is the Aurora itself.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you went onto it.
Yes, I did. Well, after it explodes, right?
After it explodes, that's right. I think the nuclear levels of the energy core overheats or something.
I generally thought that was going to be the end of the game, and I thought I missed something. You got like a countdown. It said it was going to explode in It said that nuclear core is going to explode in 2 hours, and I'm like, should I have built a boat or something? Am I too close? I didn't know what was going to happen. I thought I was going to lose. And then it just blows up, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Oh, that's
it.
Of course, okay.
Yeah. I was relieved because I thought I'd screwed up. But it just becomes more radioactive, doesn't it?
There's a certain part inside where you need to cut some metal with another device.
That's right.
I never managed to do this. Did you?
No, but I think you needed one of the submarine things, which I also didn't make.
What do you mean?
Submarine things. One of the submarine things you make has claws and other devices to cut things.
Yeah.
Did you have any device to cut it through with?
I got a laser cutter blueprint.
Oh, I never got that. Yeah, I never made that.
Yeah, I've got the blueprint, but I never made the gadget. But that was there's a very obvious corridor that you need to move through that is
that's
blocked
right. No,
off by metal.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. No,
I never got past this because I didn't get the gadget.
No, not me. Like I said, I concentrated on building my own little house.
So here's the thing. I'm very curious what's inside the Aurora.
Well, that's what they do well. That's yet again the gameplay loop. You will now go back to 3 hours of mining coral reefs and fish so that you can make the laser pen thing, so you can find out what's in that room.
Yeah, only to find out that the next corridor it's blocked off by wood or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Until you'll need to do something else. Yeah, that's the little carrot on the stick aspect, isn't it? That they keep getting you with.
And I mean, we know this, but we still go back, and we still do these things.
We're suckers for a good little bit of adventure, but again, it's what they do great, and that's why
this gameplay
lose hours.
This gameplay loop really is some of the best.
Yeah, 100%. And did you come into any performance issues your side?
I did not.
Yeah,
this game ran butter smooth.
Stable.
Yeah, stable, no glitches, nothing. No bugs.
Again, something from indie games that seems to be more prevalent than in AAA. You know, you always hear Skyrim and dragons going backwards, and you hear other games where facial movement doesn't move and stuff like that. But more indie games seem to fill all the holes before they release, so to speak.
It's funny you say this. The other survival game, Ark Survival Evolved.
Yeah.
I played a bit of this, and it's probably the worst optimized game that I've ever played.
That's an MMO, right? Isn't it?
It's something. I don't know what it is, but it is an indie game.
Oh, okay. And like I said, I say this with like the 3 indie games I've played. It could be complete nonsense, and maybe there's complete messes of games out there that I don't know about. But I'm having a pleasant time with that aspect at the moment. They seem more full, less crashes involved, which, you know, like I said, when you buy a $1,100 game and it's broken.
Oh, man.
That frustration is just so wrong, and yet you get these indie developers that are selling games for like $30, and they seem all whole and stuff. It's like the world is wrong.
It is definitely,
it's the wrong way around.
And it's making me mad.
Yeah, it does, and I'm sure everybody listening has the same frustrations. There's nothing worse than when you pay good money for something.
I mean, the value for money for this game, it's old. It's 8 years old.
Oh yeah, no,
so
easy.
You can still get it for relatively cheap.
Yeah, it is quite cheap. Well, I looked around. It was what, like $10 was like the max I could see it around. Like I said, it's a definitely buy it.
That is insane. $10 for what could be hundreds of hours.
Yeah, I think this was on Steam. I found that price.
Yeah,
you know, just a normal Steam game. Yeah, and like I said, it's one of those. Like what I wrote down here. It's one of those games I won't be uninstalling from my PC because it's so easy to dive back in, because it's not one of those
literally
that you need to. It's like you got an hour, you got 2 hours or something like here and there. You can just dive back in, and and that's why it'll be installed on my PC for ages, because it's just one of those games that you can never really get your fill of.
No,
even if you give a month's hiatus, you go back in and you
just continue. You've got this to-do list, and you've got all the It is just that easy. The gameplay and it all being so simple, you could just... I'm going to say it again. You said it. Dive back in.
Yeah, there's too many... You know, we're getting into deep water here, talking about all these puns, you know. It makes you sound a bit wet behind the ears.
Ooh!
And can I think of anything else? It's like when we're talking, we're just treading water all the time.
Fish!
My talents are wasted. Yes.
There's another one.
There you go. But yeah, like you said, for value for money, and like even yourself, you'll now be wondering what's behind that piece of metal. Even when you go play, I don't know, God of War, you'll see a piece of metal in God of War, and then you'll think to yourself, I wonder what's behind that piece of metal in Subnautica.
Subnautica. It's good.
And that's why it's so good. That's why it'll always grab you. It'll always... pull you back in.
It will definitely. So David and I, we tallied our scores. We put them. How do I say this? We counted them up. We put them in a sum formula, divided it by total,
super smart maths
by 100.
That's right.
Quick maths, and we gave Subnautica the letter grade rating of B+.
B+.
Which is...
And another strange thing, we actually, even though we gave different marks, we actually came out to the exact same number as well.
Yes, we did.
We actually gave it the same score.
Yeah.
So we were both simpatico here. B+, which means it's up there with Inside.
It is up there with Inside, but it still has not broken that A barrier.
No. Nobody has broken the A barrier for us yet, so that's exciting.
It is.
There's a challenge to everybody out there.
We'll find that game.
Yes, there's one game out there that is just perfection. We just haven't found it yet.
But yeah, Subnautica, it was absolutely wonderful. It's a good time. It's one of those games that could truly make you feel what games are supposed to make you feel.
Yeah, and even from somebody who's scared senseless most of the time, it's still a great game. Like, it is. And I can't fault it just because I'm a bit of a coward or a bit yellow. This game is still brilliant. Like, even from my perspective. So yeah, go get it, grab it. If you haven't played it, give it a go. You've got to do it. It's worth your time.
You do have to. Oh man, good game.
Yeah, what are we playing next week?
Next week we are playing Horizon Forbidden West, the sequel to Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, I forgot then. I thought it was Horizon Zero. What? Yeah, Zero Dawn.
Zero Dawn. These names are just they can get...
Aloy and her exploits taking down robotic dinosaurs.
Yes.
Like, what's not to love?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. This is one of the prettiest games you ever saw.
You platinumed the last one, right?
I did. I've got the platinum trophy for Zero Dawn.
Yeah, there you go. See, so this is exciting stuff. So yeah, ladies and gents, Horizon Forbidden West next week.
Yeah. Yeah. Check
tell your
out your
parents.
feeds. tell your parents. Do that. Thank you for joining us on this week's episode. Oh, right. Before we go, you can follow me on Twitter at It's Time for Nick. And if you follow David, let me guess.
I'll Kamehameha.
Yeah,
I will successfully pull off the first human Kamehameha, and you will be its victim.
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah.
Don't test him.
No, you don't want to do it. I've been practicing. I have a shout in the shower. Ask my wife. Ah! That's all I'm doing for weeks. So don't push me.
Right, thanks for joining us on this week's episode of the Critical Arcade Podcast. We'll see you next week. Cheers.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Yeah.